We will continue the reticular formation class in this third video. So now, can we list down the functions of reticular formation? 1. This causes wakefulness, alertness. So it is very important for sleep wakefulness or sleep-wake cycle. 2. Because of this, it influences circadian rhythm, day-night cycle. It influences circadian rhythm. 3. It influences EEG synchronization. We know if we are awake, there is EEG desynchronization, and if we are asleep, we have synchronization. 4. It causes selective attention on sensory inattention. It gives proper sensory information, important sensory information to get analyzed and to get attention. 5. It causes motivation. 6. It's responsible for alerting responses to emotions and muscular work. 7. It is important for conditioning and learning. Only when we are alert, we can learn things. Only when we are aware, awake and alert, we can learn things. So it causes conditioning and learning. 8. It controls the muscle tone and it causes regulation of postural reflexes. 9. It influences the autonomic nervous system. It has autonomic functions. 10. Influences the visceral functions. 11. It's responsible for feeding, thirst and satiety. 12. It controls body temperature. 13. It modulates pain. 14. It controls the sensitivity of tactile receptors and retina and cochlea. It also capable of modifying sensory pathways. It controls neuroendocrine system. It causes emotional and sex behavior of an individual. So what is sleep wakefulness or sleep wake cycle? There is a facilitatory drive. You get consciousness. It causes wakefulness, alertness. It causes a background excitability to get increased. You get increased responsiveness to a specific stimuli. It helps in proper sensing of information. If the facilitatory drive is not there from the reticular formation, if it is not, it becomes inexcitable, then it causes inhibition and the person goes into sleep. If there is addition of this reticular formation, then you have prolonged sleep. You have sleep disorders. Also, drugs can cause inhibition of reticular formation, inducing sleep. So they modify and potentiate thalamic and cortical function such that electroencephalogram desynchronization occurs when a person is awake. Because of the sleep-wake cycle, day-night cycle ensures, and this leads on to the circadian rhythm. So now what is selective attention and sensory inattention? We know lot of sensory information are passing through the reticular formation. And if all these informations are given to the cortex will become unaware of what to do with what sensation. So the reticular formation filters the most important sensations and send them to the cerebral cortex. So you get the sensory information of high attention, which is important for you. So now here we will look into a process called habituation. This is a process in which the brain learns to ignore repetitive, meaningless stimuli while remaining sensitive to others. What is this? I'll give you an example here. When a person can sleep through loud traffic in a large city, but he is awakened promptly due to the sound of an alarm or a crying baby. So the reticular formation modulates the activity of cerebral cortex of the reticular activating system and tells you what is important and what is not important. This is called as selective attention and sensory inattention. Only when the reticular formation is excited, it causes the arousal of your cortical areas. Only when you are awake and aware of what you are doing, then you can learn things. So this is called as conditioning and learning. It is an integral part of the neural substrate for conditioning and learning. It regulates influence on information of conditioned reflex and development of learning process. So now we know the reticular formation sends informations which are important to you. If you feel certain aspects, certain factors are important to you, then the reticular formation learns that and gives the cortex that this is important to you. For example, if you want to buy a new car, so if you want to know the brand of the car, if you want to know the color of the car, and all the different aspects of the car, then you will concentrate on look into only those things. So wherever you go, you see a car, the particular car which you want to buy, you will look into that particular car, you will look into the color of it and all those aspects of the car. So now the brain knows I got to give information to that particular car among so many cars which are present in the road. So the reticular formation gives a particular attention to a particular factor which you feel is important. So this is why we say whenever you want to become something, you got to train your mind for that. The mind is everything. What you think you become. So whatever you want to do, you give the information to the reticular formation that is important for you. Then your cortex gets that information and your conscious mind becomes aware of it and you work for it. And this causes you a motivation. We know the reticular formation has motor functions too. It controls the muscle tone, it causes proper postural reflexes, it causes balance, it coordinates. Not only motor functions, it has autonomic functions too. Higher centers for autonomic nervous system are located in the reticular formation. Regulation of viscerovascular vegetative functions, cardiac, vascular, respiratory, gastrointestinal and metabolic functions occur. There is also influence of higher neurons over the viscera and autonomic functions are mediated through the visceral centers in the reticular formation. They are responsible for feeding, thirst and satiety. They control body temperature. So now you tell me what nuclei comes to your mind when you think about modulation of pain. Don't you remember the Raphael nuclei, which is serotonergic neurons, which is part of the endogenous pain relieving system. So it causes an effect on the transmission of pain. The reticular formation, through its connections with hypothalamus, regulates endocrine functions. It causes the excitation of the hypothalamic neurons, causing secretion of the releasing factors. It also causes release of catecholamines and HCl from your GIT tract. So, in the previous slides, we looked into the functions of your reticular formation. Sleep-wake cycle, awakeness, alertness, conscious perception, circadian rhythm, EEG desynchronization and synchronization, pain modulation, motor functions for conditioning, learning, motivation, and hypothalamic functions, visceral functions, autonomic functions, and so on. So now we look into the applied physiology. So we know reticular activating system or reticular formation is very important for the sleep-wake cycle. So there are drugs which can excite them and which can inhibit them. The drugs which can excite them are sympathomimetics, and the drugs that can inhibit them are like a general anesthetics. Next, what we will look into are some disorders which are connected with your sleep. So that is called as narcolepsy, catalepsy, REM behavior disorders. If the reticular activating system is damaged, it can lead to coma and death. Some psychological disorders like schizophrenia, in which the cholinergic output of RAS is affected, Also, you have post-traumatic stress disorders, Parkinson's disease, progressive supranuclear palsy, wherein which so many neurogenic transmitters are affected. Also in depression, autism, Alzheimer's disease, attention deficit disorder, the reticular formation has a role. So when the reticular formation is damaged, you have disturbances in the level of consciousness like locked-in syndrome, minimally conscious state, persistent vegetative state, chronic coma, stupor, delirium, somnolence, twilight state. About these things in detail we will see later. Also, sleep disorders occur when there is reticular formation disruption like insomnia, hypersomnia, narcolepsy, catalepsy, which we already saw, and so on. So what is narcolepsy and catalepsy? Narcolepsy is a sleep disorder characterized by excessive sleepiness. Catalepsy is episodes of partial or total loss of muscle control, often triggered by a strong emotion such as laughter. What is coma? A coma is a deep state of prolonged unconsciousness in which a person cannot be awakened. These can occur when there is a damage to reticular formation. So in this slide I have given you the most common disorders which are connected with the disruption of your reticular formation. You can go through these ones. So what not? You have your reticular formation. Use that properly. Give proper information. Tell it what you want to become. Tell it what is important to you, and it will get information, give information to your conscious mind and make you what you want. So be awake, be aware, become conscious of what you are doing. Answer these questions. So what did we look into today's class? We looked into what is reticular formation and what is reticular activating system. We knew where it is located. We knew what is its extension. We knew what is ascending reticular activating system, descending reticular activating system, what are the functions and what is the applied aspects. What you think you pick up, what you feel you attract, what you imagine you create. Thank you.